Okay, so a lot of times we first do the Parsha and then the Tanya, but this week I'm going to start with the Tanya first, and then we're going to connect it to the Parsha. Okay, so we are holding chapter 36, but I'm just going to give a quick review so that we can recap and remember how we got to this place, to where we are. So the first 8 chapters of Tanya speak about the nature of our condition, that we have 2 souls, and the composition of the souls, and the expressions of the souls, and we learn about the good and bad within us and the good and bad within the world. Then in 9 to 15, we speak about the Beinoni and the first tool of the Beinoni, which is Mayach Shalet al Halev, that the mind rules over the heart. And we spoke about that every person has the ability to control, to have impulse control. That even if we don't feel like it, we could force ourselves to do the right thing, to think the right thing, to speak the right thing. That was 9 to 15. Then 16 and 17, we said we have a problem. Remember the rubber band. If my actions are in a good place, but my emotions are not there yet. So I'm forcing myself, but how long could I do this for? So 16 and 17 tells us that there's another tool. The second tool is also Mayach Shalet al Halev. The mind rules the heart, but a deeper explanation, which is that through meditation, I'm supposed to create emotion, and that way the emotion could kind of be on the same page closer to the action. But the problem is now that the meditation takes a whole lifetime to work on. So we need a quick fix. Sometimes we need the emotions to help us with the actions, and we can't wait till we meditate and reach that level that takes a whole lifetime to reach. So 18 to 25 is in case of emergency, break glass. In case of emergency, you need emotions right now. You don't have time to work so hard on emotions. So what you should think about is that you would be willing. We always thought that it was in previous generations, but unfortunately, we just saw this. People literally were killed just because they were Jews. So if a person is willing to give up his life for Hashem, then how much more so he could give up he could give up a pleasure. He could give up a juicy piece of lashon hara that he wants to gossip about. If I could give up my life, and for sure I could do this. I could go the extra mile or withhold myself from this thing that I have a taiva for. And the question that we always have to ask ourselves is: am I connected or am I not connected? At this moment, at this very moment, is what I'm doing, does that connect me to Hashem or not? And just like a Yid, when push comes to shove, is willing to die so that he shouldn't lose his connection to Hashem for even 1 second. So for sure, I'm willing to give up a much, much smaller pleasure in order to be connected to Hashem. So that was 18 to 25. Then comes, so that was a perfect system for how to serve Hashem. So what's the problem now? The problem is that life kicks in, and there are things that hold us back. For example, if a person is not emotionally they're having a hard time, they're unhappy, either for gashmistic reasons or ruchnistic reasons, and that's what's holding them back. We spoke about the wrestler, that you could have 2 people wrestling. One of them is stronger, but if he's not happy, then he'll lose. So 26 to 34 is how to make sure that we're emotionally healthy, and that we're happy, and we're not happy just for the sake of happiness, but we're happy so that we could serve Hashem. So now what? Now, because we said every parak of Tanya is going back to the Alter Rebbe to ask, go back to for a private audience with Alter Rebbe to ask for advice. So to come for Yechidus, you have a new challenge, another problem that we encounter. So now what's the problem? Everything's good. We understand that we should how to overcome sadness and guilt and shame. So now what? So now in chapter 35, which we learned last week, comes a philosophical question. And that is, what is the point of it all? If I'm going to forever be a Beinoni, and every single morning I'm going to wake up and I'm going to struggle every minute of the day for my entire life on this earth, what is really the point of it? I'm never going to be able to be a tzaddik anyway. What is the value? What is the value of this struggle of this whole Aveda? I understand it's working. I understand that this is the way to do it, but what is the value of it? If I'm never gonna actually conquer the Yetzer Hara, I'm never gonna conquer the animal soul. The animal soul will never become a second godly soul like a tzaddik. So what is really the value? So we said that chapter 35 is a comfort for the Beinoni. And we said that there's a neshama and there's a guf. The neshama has a relationship with Hashem, but the neshama is not one with Hashem. There's the neshama loves Hashem, the neshama fears Hashem, but only a body, a hand, a foot, the body, only the body could be a vehicle for Hashem's will. And only the body could become united and completely one with Hashem. It might not feel it, doesn't feel it, but the fact is that only when we do a physical mitzvah with a physical body do we have the opportunity to become one with Hashem, which is not the case with a neshama. A neshama could bask could bask in the light of the godliness, but it's separate from Hashem, and it appreciates Hashem, but it's separate from Hashem. While the body, although it doesn't realize what it's accomplishing, only through the body and the physical mitzvahs do we unite with Hashem, become one with Hashem. So we tell the Beinoni, don't worry. The tzaddik who sits and who can appreciate Hashem, that's wonderful. But even the tzaddik has to do mitzvahs if he wants to become one with Hashem. So every time the Beinoni struggles and wins and does the mitzvah, he's becoming one with Hashem. And this is the Hashem's deepest, greatest desire. So you're accomplishing so much. So it's not like this is second-class Judaism. Oh, you can't be a tzaddik, so we'll give you something else to do. No, this is it. This is the goal. This is the purpose. The whole purpose is to struggle and to win and to do one mitzvah and another mitzvah and to unite with Hashem. And this the Beinoni is doing 100%. So this is to comfort. This is to comfort the Beinoni. So now, chapter 36, we're continuing on this theme. We're continuing on this theme of emphasizing the action over the emotional attachment that the tzaddik has, that the tzaddik feels. And we're saying that the most important thing is the action, is this avodah that the Beinoni is struggling so hard and accomplishing. Okay. So now, up until now, in chapter 35, it was talking about us. The comfort for the Beinoni. The comfort for the Beinoni, we're talking about the Beinoni, and we're telling him, don't worry, your service of Hashem is amazing. You're doing the purpose. You're fulfilling your mission. You're becoming one with Hashem. That's the main thing. It's don't underestimate the value of your avodah, because your avodah is 100% true, and this is what Hashem, you're fulfilling Hashem's will, 100%. Now in chapter 36, we're going to continue, and we're going to get another perspective, and we're going to shift it. We're going to shift it to Hashem. So the chapter 36 of Tanya starts off, and it tells us the purpose of creation. And Alter Rebbe says it's well known what the purpose of creation is, and he tells us what the purpose of creation is. But before we say what the Alter Rebbe says, I'm just gonna tell you that in the year 1896, the Rebbe Rashab, who's the fifth Chabad Rebbe, gave a hemshech, which is a series of Maimarim, where he discusses why did Hashem create the world in the first place. And there are many different reasons that are given. For example, why did Hashem create the world? Teva Tov Lehetiv. Hashem, his nature, someone who's good, his nature is to give. So Hashem is so good and so kind, and therefore naturally Hashem wants to give, and therefore he created the world so he should be able to give. Another reason is Hashem created the world. Hashem created in order that he should be known. If there was no creations, then no one would know him. There would be no one to know him. Another answer is that if anything that has the potential to do has to come into reality, and since Hashem had the potential to create the world, it had to happen. So these are reasons, well-known reasons. But the Alter Rebbe comes and he tells us another reason. And the reason why, this reason is the source of it is in a tiny medrash in Tanchuma in Parshas Nasai. And the reason why the Alter Rebbe uses this medrash to explain the purpose of creation is because all the other answers that you might give, there's a problem with them. The problem is that they all explain why there is creation, but it doesn't explain why Hashem had to keep pushing until to create this physical low world where Hashem is so concealed and hidden to the point that there could be such terror and people that don't recognize Hashem at all. So why did Hashem have to create this world? There's many other worlds. Atzilos, Bria, Yitzira, Asiya. Hashem could have stopped. There's so many within each world. There's so many worlds. Hashem could have stopped. Created angels, created some spiritual worlds, and that would be enough. Why did Hashem have to create this physical world? And all the other answers don't answer the question of why this physical world, besides for this medrash in Tanchuma, which Alter Rebbe says is well known, that the purpose of creation is Hashem had a desire to create a world where he is completely hidden. And in this world where he is completely hidden, over there, we should reveal Hashem's essence. Hashem should have a home, a place where he could be comfortable, a place where his essence could shine, could be revealed. Where? specifically in this low physical world, where Hashem is so concealed. And it just the more concealment, the more Hashem is hidden, the more incredible it is. You could have a creator. You could have a creator who creates something and gives it life constantly.
Tanya, you mute everyone.
I'm not so good at this, but I'm gonna try.
If you're the host, you can just go to users and mute them.
I just see mute my audio. I don't see. Or maybe down here. Yeah, I don't see how to do it, but it got quiet, so we'll just keep going. Okay. Oh, I see here. Yeah, I'm not so good. So maybe people, if you know what to do, maybe everyone can mute themselves. Yeah, I don't. Oh, okay. I see here how I could do it. Okay, got it. Okay, so we're good now. Okay, can I get rid of that? Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, so what were we saying? That it's a big chush. It's an incredible talent for someone to create something, give it life constantly, and that object, that creation shouldn't even know should not even recognize its creator. I mean, that's insane. And this is basically what Hashem did. And the word olam, which means world, comes from the word helem, which means concealment. And every world is more and more concealment, more like if you have a beautiful window and you can put translucent curtains one on top of the other, and eventually when you have enough curtains, actually you get an opaque, you get an opaque effect from all the curtains. And that's what happens. Hashem's light is shining, but there's so many curtains, there's so many layers, until Hashem created this, pushed so hard till he created this physical world where Hashem is completely hidden. But Hashem's deepest desire is that we should make a dir b'tachtainim, a home for Hashem, a place where his essence, where he could be himself in this world. And my husband actually is on the plane on the way home from Israel. He actually went. He left early Sunday morning, and he went with like 27 or 28 other Chabad rabbis, and they went from hospital to hospital, to army base to army base. They spoke to the people whose family members have been taken hostage. And yeah, so it's been, it's been we tried to give them chizuk, etc. So that's why the class is on Zoom today. But anyway, so just an example from all so many heroic stories and so many things being shared. There's a 12-year-old boy from a kibbutz who both his parents and both his sisters were murdered, and that is the greatest concealment. His entire family is not here anymore, begashmius, and he asked Zaka, his one request, a 12-year-old boy, is that they should go to his house and try to retrieve the tefillin that belonged to his grandfather, which he's supposed to start using for his bar mitzvah. And his grandfather was a Holocaust survivor who witnessed his own family being murdered by the Nazis. And the grandfather never imagined that so many years later his own grandson should experience this. And it's the greatest concealment yet. The essence of Hashem is being revealed in the fact that this boy, his one request is that the tefillin should be retrieved, and it wasn't a safe area at all. So this Zaka member went with a bunch of soldiers. They said you have 4 minutes, 6 minutes to run and get the tefillin, which they did. But it just goes to show that when there's so much concealment, it doesn't mean that Hashem is not here. This is his desire. Hashem is here. Boy, is Hashem here. When you see the unity, the achdus, it's incredible. The mitzvahs that every single person is doing more and more mitzvahs. Everyone is doing more than a little bit more. Everyone is bringing more light into the world and being kinder and giving tzedakah and davening more. Everyone's saying more tehillim and everything that everyone's doing. It's just been an incredible explosion of light and of goodness. And this is, so we're revealing Hashem's essence in the concealment, and this is how we're fulfilling Hashem's most deepest desire. So when we see concealment, we shouldn't think, oh, Hashem is not here, but rather we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to give Hashem to what he most deeply desires, which is to reveal his essence in the concealment, and all the goodness and all the unity and all the mitzvahs should all come together and bring Mashiach now. But it just gives we can't make sense out of what happens. No one can make sense of it, but it's just a little bit of healing to know that Hashem is with us. There's going to be great miracles. Hashem is with us in this darkness, but it's amazing that the incredible it's amazing the incredible unity and the incredible mitzvahs and the incredible light that we're bringing, that we're revealing Pasha Hashem's essence in the darkest situation. Okay. There's a story that with a Rabbi Gutnick from Australia, Rabbi Chaim Gutnick from Australia is a shliach in Australia, and he had the opportunity to go to a non-Hasidic yeshiva. And when he was there, they told him that they have two tainas against the Rebbe. They have two complaints about the Rebbe. The first complaint is, why is it that especially in the 7th generation, the Rebbe was the 7th generation from the Alter Rebbe, why did Hasidus Chabad build an entire world view based on this one tiny medrash that the Hashem desired Adir B'Tachtainim, and therefore he created the world? This is the Chabad view, and that's why every mitzvah is so important. And so much so that the Rebbe chose 12 different psukim that children, the Tzivus Hashem, should memorize, should know by heart. In the 11th pasuk, as V'zeh kol ha'adam v'sachos b'riyasei, the whole purpose of man, Uvrias kol ha'olamos, and the purpose of the whole creation, the higher worlds, the lower worlds. The purpose of everything that Hashem created is that this world should be a dwelling place for Hashem. So the Rebbe included it. It's such a fundamental concept that the Rebbe included it in the Yud-Beis Psukim that all the children know by heart. So this is the Chabad view. This is the Chabad view. The Chabad view is that in the concealment, where Hashem is so hidden, this is where Hashem wants. This is where Hashem's deepest desire is to be revealed. And how does that happen? How does that happen? Through a physical body, doing physical mitzvahs, going into the world, in the workplace, wherever it is, and elevating every physical thing and making revealing Hashem's essence in every physical thing. And that's why it doesn't matter who you are. Every single Jew is encouraged to put on tefillin, to light Shabbos candles. Doesn't matter if they did wash negavasa, they didn't wash negavasa, they did eat kosher, didn't eat kosher. The Rebbe's whole approach was that to get one more Jew to do one more mitzvah. That's the whole Chabad approach. So the first taina is why do you take one little medrash and you have the whole Chabad perspective is all based on this little tiny medrash. And the second taina is how come when the Rebbe starts a new initiative, he doesn't consult with all the Torah leaders, with the rest of the Torah leader world. So the Rebbe said that the answer to the second question is the first question. What does that mean? The Rebbe is saying that we don't agree on the most on the goal of why Hashem created the world. And that's why I don't consult with the rest of the Jewish leaders about every initiative that I do, because the rest of the world, they have their reasons for why they think Hashem created the world. Hashem wants to do good, and all other reasons that we mentioned. But the reason why what was all the Rebbe's initiatives? It was all meftzayim. It was every Jew should like every Jewish woman should light candles, and every man should put on tefillin and buy Ismaili Sfarim and Taras Mashpacha, and there were 10 meftzayim, mezuzah, kosher. These were the initiatives that the Rebbe started. A letter in the Sefer Torah, all these things, and it's all because of the Rebbe's view, or the Chabad view, which is that our job is to reveal the essence of Hashem in this world, and the way that happens is the action is most important, and the way that happens is, yes, go into the world and elevate it and deal with the world. It's not a perspective of sitting and learning in yeshiva for a whole life, but rather it's to go into the world and to elevate every to use every opportunity to reveal Hashem's essence. Someone sent me a video yesterday. You see a parade of a pro-Palestinian parade, and they're all chanting and with their flags and everything, and they're chanting. I don't know where it is. It's in front of a building with a blue like the shining lights with a blue star, a star of David, and you see that while these Palestinians are screaming what they're screaming, the whole group of Yidden that have their arms around each other's shoulders, and they're all singing Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael and all these Jewish songs. And you know, there could be a pro-Palestinian parade right in front of your face, yet while they're screaming, the Jews are hand in hand, arm in arm, singing singing our songs. And I saw that also somewhere else. I saw there was a Jewish rally and Palestinians, there were people that were coming and demonstrating, and these two boys, they're probably even under bar mitzvah, two shluchim's kids, they took the microphone and they're singing Ani Maamin. And then I saw another clip where you have on a college campus, a Chabad rabbi is putting on tefillin with a student, and they're saying Shema Yisrael. And while the boy is saying Shema Yisrael, these college kids, pro-Palestinian, are all marching and saying their slogans in the background. And yet we're taking every opportunity to not hide and shy away, but to be strong and to believe and to do more and more good, despite the anti-Semitism all around us. So this is really the Chabad. This really is the Chabad perspective, the Chabad view. The emphasis is to make a dir b'tachtainim. And yes, it's from one tiny medrash, but the reason why we use it is because it's the only answer that answers why Hashem had to create this physical world. And now, why did Hashem desire it? So a desire, you can't ask a question about a desire. A desire is not logic. You can't ask why does it, if a person you give the strawberry ice cream and vanilla ice cream, you ask a person which one they prefer. You can't expect them to give you a reason why they like one over the other. A desire is a desire. You can't ask any questions. But a desire is not just nothing. A desire shows on who you really are, shows on your essence, what you want. If you want to get to know somebody, then get to know. Don't ask them what they do. Don't ask them what they know. Ask them what they desire. Because what you desire, that is your essence. That's who you really are. So last week, my husband asked me, he's like, what do you think? I have opportunity, I go to Israel. And I said to him, this is before I learned this parak, and I said, I see that you really want to go. I see that you really want to go. This desire. And I said, I see that you really want to do this.
That's because these are hers.
Let me see if I could try the mute thing again.
Who's our Friedman?
No, she's cute. She's the Chabad Rebbetzin here from County.
Yeah. If you're able
She
to
gives
mute,
like
if you're able to mute yourself, it would be so helpful. Forgot what I did before. Okay. So your will, your deepest desire, that is who you really are. So so that's why I let him go, because I saw that how much